Hey, everybody. We're going to take a look at the big idea number two, specifically as it relates to energy of life. This is going to pull into play all of our ideas of free energy and energy changes in living systems, energy coupling, all of those kinds of things. We'll hit cellular respiration first, and then we'll see if we can't get into some photosynthesis as well. Okay, first off, don't forget, we're going to use the concept of energy coupling. In other words, we're going to use an exergonic reaction to drive the next endergonic reaction. Okay? Here we have reaction number one is spontaneous because it has a negative delta G, okay, or a negative change in Gibbs free energy. That negative delta G is going to give off energy. It will be used to power the next endergonic reaction. So spontaneous reaction number one gives off energy. That energy is used to power the non-spontaneous second reaction that has to happen for life to continue. Big picture, what we're talking about is bringing in energy in terms of food molecules, using these energy favorable reactions, okay, or in other words, materials that can give off energy, our food, catabolize them, break them down, use that energy for our energetically unfavorable reactions of powering a living system and all the living things that a cell is going to have to do. Okay, let's get me out of the way there. Here we go. First off, oxidation and reduction reactions. We're going to take a look at this because all of these reactions in the process of cellular respiration are going to be some sort of redox reaction. Redox being the abbreviation for oxidation reduction. First, let's take a quick look at what does it mean for something to be oxidized or reduced. The old school memory hook is oil rig. Oil, as in oxidation, is a loss of electrons. Okay, oxygen is this thing's named oxidation because oxygen does it so well. If you remember, oxygen is in the upper right-hand corner of the periodic table. So things like oxygen, fluorine, those things have a very strong degree of electronegativity, and they will pull electrons from other things very quickly. That's where this has gotten its name, oxidation, because of what oxygen can do. Okay, so if something is oxidized, it means it's having electrons ripped from it. Reduction is a gain in electrons. Okay, now this isn't exactly how this works, but this is a memory hook I was given years ago. Reduction, and an electron has a negative charge. So if you're adding negatives, you're reducing. Chemically, that's not 100% accurate, but it does help me remember it. So oil rig, oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. Okay. So these oxidation reduction reactions are going to be used in cellular respiration to power the breakdown of our food into usable energy. Here's another example of our oxidation and reduction. So here's lithium and fluorine to form lithium fluoride. How does this happen? Okay. Well, the reducing agent is lithium because it's losing an electron. Okay, the oxidizing agent here is fluorine. Remember, fluorine is the Tyrannosaurus of the periodic table, far upper right-hand corner. It's got the strongest electronegativity. Okay, so that's going to be the oxidizing agent, which means that lithium has been oxidized where fluorine has been reduced. And another example of where names are just a little bit confusing in science. But get those figured out and you'll have a feel for it pretty well right away. Here's an example of photosynthesis, oxidation, and reduction. Gain in electrons here from carbon dioxide being formed into sugar or glucose, and loss of electrons or oxidation here of water being split into